Dear friends, today we will be speaking on drawing power limits. In addition, drawing power limits and scope for factoring limits. I will go through a series of slides in which I will explain the advantages of opting for factoring limits. There are many instances where drawing powers granted by bankers are inadequate vis-a-vis the stocks and debtors charged to the bankers. In these cases, such companies can, in addition to availing the existing bank limits, opt for unsecured forms of factoring, thereby monetizing the debtors, those debtors, instead of just carrying such debtors as current assets in the balance sheet. We also understand the need to monetize such debtors. We will consider two alternatives in an example wherein drawing power is calculated without factoring limits and also with factoring limits to appreciate how factoring can help a company monetize such debtors in addition to availing the existing limits set by the bankers. For example, we will assume that banks have sanctioned rupees 400 lakhs worth of working capital to a company called X, which is also into exports. Usually, bankers stipulate 25% margin on stocks and 40% on debtors. This is usually the case with all banks in India. In the present case, Mrs. X would have to submit monthly bank statements, which are stock and debtor statements, to the bank so that the bank can compute the drawing power and set the working capital limits for each month. The stocks usually are divided into three categories, as you all know. One is raw material, WIP, and finished goods. Whereas debtors usually are considered for less than 90 days. Now, we will consider a situation and compute drawing power of Messrs X Limited as at 31/3/2021. Suppose the raw materials is, in the present case, 250 lakhs, work in progress is 135 lakhs, and finished goods are 125 lakhs. The total stocks of Messrs X would be, as at 31/3/21, would be 510 lakhs. Suppose the company buys stocks on credit to two means. One is through LC and another is through sundry creditors for goods. Suppose in the present case, the LC creditors are 50 lakhs and sundry creditors for goods are 100 lakhs. Total of 150 lakhs has to be reduced from 510 lakhs so that we can arrive at a concept called paid stock. Paid stock represents all stocks which are not purchased on credit. Therefore, in the present case, the paid stock would be 510 lakhs less 150 lakhs creditors for LC and as well as for goods. The paid stock would be 360 lakhs in the present case, and the margin on 25% on 360 lakhs as given in the slide would come to 90 lakhs. Therefore, drawing power on stocks would be 270 lakhs. Now, we will come to drawing power on debtors, which is component B. Suppose in the present case, sundry debtors is 400 lakhs, which are all less than 90 days. 400 lakhs less stipulated margin of 40% as per the sanction letter of the bank would be 160 lakhs as shown in the slide. Therefore, drawing power on debtors is 400 lakhs less 160 lakhs margin, that is 210 lakhs. Total drawing power available for Messrs X Limited would be A plus B, stocks 270 lakhs plus debtors 210 lakhs, which comes to 480 lakhs. Whereas the drawing power stipulated and sanctioned by the bank is 400 lakhs, as we can see. There is a gap of 80 lakhs. Now, This gap of 80 lakhs, how do we, monetize such gaps? In addition to availing bank limits is the main concept in this video. Attention is also invited to RBI's master circular dated 1st July 2015, RBI/2015-16/47, clause 6.1.2, subclause 4, wherein it states exporters on their own can arrange for themselves a line of credit with an overseas bank or any other agency, including factoring agency, with a stipulation that such proceeds are credited with the exporter's current bank where there are limits. Now, in the next alternative, wherein we consider with drawing par with factoring limits, we would be making a strong case by utilizing this RBI master circular and also monetizing our gap which is available. In the alternate example, wherein with factoring limits, wherein we are considering factoring limits of 150 lakhs, let us take the example forward. The drawing powers on stocks remain the same at 270 lakhs. Now, sundry debtors, as explained previously, is 400 lakhs. Suppose now we approach a factoring company and they agree to give us further factoring limits of 150 lakhs. Now, suppose we have utilized this 150 lakhs. This 150 lakhs has to be reduced from the sundry debtors of 400 lakhs, as we have already monetized these debtors. Therefore, sundry debtors 400 lakhs less factoring limits availed 150 lakhs. The net debtors available to the bankers would be 250 lakhs as shown in the slide. That means only 250 lakhs worth of debtors is now available to the bankers. The margin at rate of 40% on 250 lakhs would come to 100 lakhs. Therefore, the drawing power available on debtors would be 150. Now, the total drawing power is stocks 270 lakhs plus drawing power on debtors is 150 lakhs, a total of 420 lakhs. Whereas we are within the limits sanctioned by the bank of 400 lakhs. We can see in this example that we have availed 150 lakhs worth, additional worth of limits in addition to 400 lakhs of limits sanctioned by the bank. The total limits now being availed and enjoyed by the company X Limited would be 400 plus 150, that is 550. The advantages of factoring we can see is that the margin here in the case of bank for debtors is 40%, whereas in the case of factoring limits, it is 20%. We will consider other advantages of factoring. The credit risk is assumed by the factorer other than for quality related issues. What this means is that the factorer comes into the shoes of the exporter and does all duties of collection and everything. And if there is any quality related issues, only such issues are brought to the exporter. Otherwise, the debtor is actually sold to the factorer. In such cases, we are monetizing our debtors. Then more business can be garnered in this method by giving more credit to the buyers, as the credit risk is assumed by the factorers. The additional cost of interest need to be taken into considerations. The working capital of the business is churned very fast because more and more debtors, we are not carrying debtors in the balance sheet. We are monetizing them. That is, debtors is being converted into cash. This cash can be used further in availing discounts from the company's suppliers. We should also remember that factoring is unsecured and the insurance cost is covered in the interest cost being charged by the factorers. In the next slide, we can see that the company can, before availing these factoring limits, do this additional drawing power limits calculation with factoring limits and show the same to the bankers and take them into confidence, and also invite their attention to the RBI master circular, and also tell them that such proceeds of the factorers will be credited to the working capital bankers only, in the accounts of the working capital bankers only. Therefore, we are within the company can, therefore, by this method, the company can avail additional limits in addition to those sanctioned by the bankers with who take collateral securities also. Thank you. This is Vijay Kumar Annam.